Welcome to Pitso I here on SABC Lihai. Lead investigator in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial, Brigadier Bongani Gininda, has read a statement in which one of the accused, Muzi Sibia, says singer Kelly Khumalo ordered the killing of Senzo Meyiwa. Khumalo was Meyiwa's girlfriend at the time. Sibia revealed that Khumalo paid for the hitman, and it also emerged there was cell phone contact between Khumalo and the accused number 3 and 5. Gininda's cross-examination is continuing in the North Gauteng High Court. The defense team is challenging the admissibility of confession statements by some of the accused. One witness statement that Gininda read revealed that one of the accused, Bongani Ntanzi, supplied the gun and was the hitman. 5 men are accused of gunning down the Bafana Bafana captain in October 2014. Now, for more on what transpired in the Senzo Meyiwa case yesterday, let's welcome a legal expert, Emmanuel Nechipise. Good morning, Emmanuel. Welcome to Pitso here on SABC Lihai. Firstly, what do you make of the evidence brought forward by Brigadier Gininda's affidavit?
Thank you very much, listeners and program directors. The evidence brought by investigating officer Mr. Gininda, from a legal point of view, one will say that it is hearsay evidence because the probability value of that evidence depends on the maker of the statement. And from his evidence, we now know that the author of the statement, we are told he passed away. So if the defense team can challenge that evidence as hearsay, the court might agree with them that it is hearsay evidence. Secondly, that evidence cannot be used against the accused in this matter case, in their murder case, without the author being called to come and corroborate the contents thereof.
So what's the next step for the NPA?
The next step available for the NPA, in as far as it relates to the evidence or in as far as it relates to the revelation made, if it relates to the revelation made, the NPA can use this evidence to consider whether to join perhaps those people referred to in the evidence as co-accused in this murder trial. Then, in as far as to whether the evidence support the case of the state or not, I believe it won't support the case of the state because it won't be corroborated by the maker, because we are told that the maker passed away. Unless if there are other evidences which will be adduced by the state to corroborate the evidence tendered by Gininda, then it can be of assistance to the state case.
Can we expect a warrant of arrest for Kelly Khumalo? And also, how does it work? Please just clarify that for us.
Can you come again?
I'm asking if we can expect a warrant of arrest for Kelly Khumalo. How does that work?
If the state believes that they've got enough evidence to link Kelly Khumalo to the murder of the deceased, the state can make an application to join Kelly Khumalo as a co-accused in this matter. However, the state cannot only do so on the basis of the evidence of Gininda, which he tendered yesterday, which evidence I'm saying that it is hearsay evidence. There must be other evidence which the state have, which implicates Kelly Khumalo. In this case, if the state is to only rely on the revelations made by Gininda, it can be very dangerous, or it won't be a winnable case of the state against Kelly Khumalo, because this is purely hearsay evidence. There is no direct evidence or any other evidence which we had which links Kelly Kumalo and the witness who gave statement to Brigadier Gininda.
Speaking about Brigadier Gininda, who is the lead investigator, one can ask why it took so long for the court to hear about this new evidence, right?
Yes, but we must remember that what is before court now, it is a trial within a trial, wherein the accused person, they are challenging the so-called confession that is alleged they have made on the basis that they were assaulted and before they made those confession. So the state is not dealing with the main trial for now. It is dealing with evidence which seeks to corroborate the version that the accused person made those confessions freely and voluntarily. So in so doing, they will rely to all sort of evidence that they have. So this is one of those evidence. As to why this evidence was not used to charge those implicated, it might be because alone it was not justified to secure a conviction against those implicated in this evidence.
Now, we've heard about the cell phone linkages between Kelly and accused 3 and 5. What impact will this have on the case?
The cell phone linkage confirms that there might have been communication between Kelly and those accused. The theory now might be used to say that those communication were for purposes of discussions which led to the murder of the deceased. But alone, it cannot suffice as evidence that one can use to prosecute Kelly Kumalo. There must be other evidence, because let's say for an instance, if the state were to go to court relying on cell phone linkage, those linkage does not give us the contents of the discussions that Kelly might have had with those accused persons. So there must be other evidence which corroborate that those cell phone linkage were the communication wherein they were planning the murder of the deceased.
Mr. Nechipise, in relation to the passing of the maker of some of the things that were said, does this not then be a stumbling block to get like maybe full evidence of the case?
It can be stumbling block because what the state can do through our law, they can make an application to have that hearsay evidence admitted as evidence. But the challenge is, remember, the defense will be given an opportunity to cross-examine the contents of that statement. So based on the cross-examination, if it creates any doubts which cannot be explained by oral evidence since the maker is no more, then the court is likely to give the benefit of the doubt to the defense, which will affect the state case if they are to rely on that statement.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nechipisa, for your time here on Pitso. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much.
What is the future of this world digitally, and how can the digital world at least affect the economy of South Africa? Artificial intelligence is a topic that most of South Africans haven't yet become familiar with. It is set to become a game changer for most sectors, but the interesting question is that are there any risks for economic division and moral dilemma that may accompany the innovative digital advent? Today we are joined in studio by Deshni Govender, country focal point, South Africa, to help us unpack and analyze the artificial intelligence sector. Hi Deshni, and welcome to Pitso.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. I just want to ask you, what is the AI we hear of, and also has it been introduced in South Africa as yet?
What a question. So AI, artificial intelligence, is basically a term that's used to describe any computer system that is able to think on its own, make decisions, make comments. Basically, any system that has computing power, so it's your phone, it's your laptop, it could be a fridge, it could be your car, that is able to think that I can make a decision without any kind of human intervention. Has it been in South Africa? Yes, it has. Artificial intelligence has been around since maybe the 1950s, but it's been in South Africa for longer than you think. Most people are already interacting with it, even if they don't even realize that they are interacting with it.
And then just to ask, how can it improve our daily lives?
In so many ways, you're already using it. So in a business context, I mean, it could automate very simple tasks. In daily lives, how many of us use Google Translate to be able to move across different languages? We use web chatbots for real-time engagement, maybe with our bank or a business or a service that we would like to use. We have personalized marketing if you're a business, financial fraud detection in banks. I mean, drone technology to help farmers detect diseases on a crop, creative image and editing, social media. There's numerous uses. I could sit here all day.
So artificial intelligence makes it possible for machines to learn from experience, adjust to new inputs, and also perform human-like tasks. Do you think in the future there is a potential threat concerning it replacing the working class?
This is a very commonly asked question, and completely understand the fear. The thing is, you know, with every digital revolution, there will always be some displacements. I'm not gonna come here and say no, it'll never happen. There will always be displacement, but with that displacement comes new opportunities to learn. Are the robots taking over? No, they are not. So we can relax, but. I mean, almost, according to the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, almost 60% of jobs will be impacted by AI. A lot of that most immediately impacted would be the low impact routine jobs, things that can be very easily automated. So it is important, especially for a country like ours and where we are in maybe in an emerging economy, to almost look at how can we as a country build infrastructure, what systems can be put in place, what policies can be put in place to upskill and reskill the current workforce, help people to educate and learn about technology, particularly AI. How can we advance our research and development, maybe in universities and in school level? You know, how much of development is needed also for computing power, electricity, other digital infrastructure and policies. So these are all really important. The good thing is that as an emerging economy, I'm not sure if that's the right term, I'm not an economist, but South Africa is still en route on that journey that gives people an opportunity to learn and upskill and move with technology and not be afraid that they're going to be replaced by it.
And are there any other possibilities of the computer-controlled robots to substitute the qualifications that people acquire, which most people can end up not going to school anymore, or which will eventually influence high unemployment rate and high crime rate in the country?
Look, anything is possible. Anything is possible, but like I said, the robots are not taking over. I do feel that it is important to understand, and I think that I would emphasize it again, that we need to be using technology to supplement and enhance our activities, whether it's at work, whether it's at school, whether it's for social. Technology is not here to replace humans, it's here to enhance and advance human lives. And so I feel that it's really important to stress this, that people should be using technology to complement their work, to complement their education, complement their social lives. And I think that's where there's this big fear, and maybe the fear also comes from not fully understanding what it is and how it can work. And the fear is completely understandable, but I feel that it is important that we create awareness, like we're doing now, so well done, create awareness about it and see how we can move forward together.
Because in other words, some people might say it's just to make life easier, right?
Correct, and that's not always the case. It will make life easier. It makes life more fun, but it's also important that it's going to impact businesses. It's going to impact how people use technology, will also impact how much your earning capability is, how countries advance, and that will also mean a digital divide within the country of people who use technology versus people who don't, and also a digital divide between countries themselves of countries who adopt and enhance the infrastructure, develop policies, attend to human capacity resources of the citizens versus countries who don't. And that is going to create, obviously, a deeper divide. I think that South Africa has a lot of potential, and we are definitely underway to achieving a lot of the things that I've spoken about.
Deshni, now that schools are open, and what courses can learners take? Suppose they want to end up in the AI field. Which universities serve such qualifications?
That is a very important and very brilliant question. It is critical that students, not even at a university stage, but even at schooling stage, both at primary and high school, do maths and science. It is very critical, and when I say maths, I mean like pure maths. I know there are some different levels to the maths that's offered. So maths and science is very, very critical for students, not just to do AI, but to understand technology fully. In addition to that, at a university level, if you want to pursue a career specifically as an AI developer, machine learning specialist, deep learning specialist, there are obviously courses. So you're going to go into computer science, you're going to go into software development, more of the pure science degrees. Now, I am mindful that not everybody can become a scientist, not everybody can become a software developer. And it is, and I cannot emphasize this enough, AI is not a field on its own. It is all-encompassing. Technology has found its way into our lives. It is there embedded across every sector, whether it's agriculture, whether it's health, whether it's law, whether it's nursing, psychology, arts and creative content. So it's not a case of, oh, my passion is law, my passion is medicine, or my passion is to be a performer, and now I must leave this to have a career or a sustained job. No. Artificial intelligence is so intersectional, technology is intersectional. So my advice would be that even if you pursue a different career, understand how technology is disrupting and impacting that career, and take courses that make that field better, how technology is going to impact and disrupt that field. You don't need to become, everyone doesn't need to become an AI specialist.
Do you think, speaking about a specialist, do you think South Africa has more people that are maybe leaning towards the direction of being AI specialists?
I think that there's a lot of potential. From the work that I do at GIZ with our Fair Forward project, there is so much of amazing potential, and particularly women. One thing I do want to use this platform to highlight is that there are not enough diverse persons, there's not enough diversity in the field, there's not enough women in the field that are taking up technology roles or different roles in which they are adapting technology. And I really, really want to encourage and support women going into the field. There is support, there's a lot of support for women who want to do this. In order to do this, also, I feel that there's capacity in the country. I think we need to work more collaboratively with either government and private sector, or even private sector as well, together with non-governmental institutes or other agencies, to be able to build the capacity. I would say we have an opportunity issue, not a capability issue in South Africa.
Thank you so much for having this conversation with us. It was very informative. I myself did not understand AI, which is very interesting. After having this conversation, I wish I knew about it earlier.
It's never too late. Never too late to get involved.
Thank you so much for your time here on Pitso. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you for having me. Cheers.
Thank you. That was Deshni Govender from the country focal point, South Africa. The last encounter of Group E in the Africa Cup of Nations 2023 kicked off last night at Kgorogo City in Ivory Coast. The match between South Africa and Tunisia ended in a goalless draw. Bafana Bafana have secured the second spot on the group behind toppers Mali. South Africa is currently preparing to take on the North African giants Morocco in the round of 16 knockout stages. Right now we are joined via Zoom by two former Bafana Bafana players, Benedict Vilakazi and Junior Kanye, to recap last night's match with us. Junior, let's start with you. Good morning and thanks for joining us. I think we've lost Junior, but maybe we can just move on to Vilakazi. So last night's game between South Africa versus Tunisia ended 0-0. Are you shocked by those results?
Good morning to you. Good morning to the listeners, and thanks for having me. Look, I'm not shocked about the results, but I was worried at the very same time during the game because my worry was, what if Tunisia score a goal? Because if they score a goal, then we will be out of the competition itself. So that was my worry during the game last night. But as now the team, they progressed to the last 16. I mean, I think it's good for the players. It's good. I think things are working well for us.
And so do you think Bafana Bafana walked into last night's encounter with a lot of pressure after winning 4-0 against Namibia in their previous match? Hi, Tso.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I was asking if you think Bafana Bafana walked into last night's match with a lot of pressure after winning 4-0 against Namibia in their previous match.
Look, winning against Namibia, I think that was a good boost to the team, and also open the door for them to go to the second round, because after the win, and Tunisia, they've lost against Namibia, so it was all coming to us to say, how can we make our way really going forward, because if you're not going to do that, no one will do it for ourselves. So I think the boys and the coach, they did very well last night to make sure that Tunisia doesn't get anything, and then we progress.
Do you think it's fair to say that South Africa had the potential to win last night's encounter?
Look, Tunisia, let me put it this way. Tunisia was not the Tunisia that we all know. The way they've played last night, for me, something is wrong in that team. Something it's not going well in Tunisia, because that's not Tunisia. When the North African teams, countries, how they fight, and when they want to win, how they push, how they aggressive, and decision making, how they put more numbers going forward. It was not the North African country, Tunisia, last night, the way they were playing. So I think there's problems in that team, and those problems, I think they worked on our favor, that we managed to get a draw against them and then go through.
And let's look at the match that's coming between South Africa, which is going to face Morocco in the round of 16 knockout. What is your take on that?
Look, it's going to be a very tough one. Morocco is one of the best, countries. They've went to World Cup. They did very well in the World Cup, and now they are here again. They are here to really prove a point to us, to really say to us, it was not a mistake for them to go to the World Cup by winning. So I think it's going to be a very tough one. I believe that with the players that we're having, and how we if we can play the way we played against Namibia, I think I don't see Morocco giving us any problems.
And then let's just talk about how can Bafana Bafana tackle their penalty-taking challenges?
Look, penalties sometimes it depends on the day. It depends. Look at how Pesutau has dealt with that in terms of he missed on the game against Mali, he missed the penalty, and then against Namibia he took the penalty, scored the penalty, and penalties. You cannot guarantee a penalty that day. I don't care whether how good you are on the day or who you are in terms of the name of being a tough player, but the penalty, it's something else that you cannot really say you can score all of them, because I mean even top players in the world, they also miss penalties. So it's all up to individuals to say, look, you missed the other one, but you'll keep on trying, you'll keep on going, because that's how it should be in the game. Football is a game of mistakes. So if you're afraid to make mistakes, so it means you're not going to learn in football. So in terms of those penalties, whoever that feels that wants to take a penalty on the day, then let's support him, let's give him the ball and then encourage him to say, go for it and score a goal. That's it.
And then lastly, so going forward, what can Coach Hugo Bruce and the team do to make Bafana Bafana bring AFCON Cup home after nearly 28 years?
Look, they just need to take each game as it comes, because like I always say, you are as good as your last game. So the last night's game is finished, is over. That is water under the bridge now. So now we're looking forward to say, here's Morocco. What can we do against Morocco? Let's analyze Morocco. How are they playing? Who's the key player? Who's making things happen in the team? Who's dangerous? And what are the weakest points of Morocco? And then plan around those things. And then, but I believe that they'll do a proper analysis for Morocco and then plan for that, so that on the day, on Tuesday evening, we don't get surprises when we play against Morocco.
Thank you so much so for your time here on Pitso. Continue having a good day.
Thank you, and you too. Have a good day. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Well, that was Benedict Tso Vilakazi, former Bafana Bafana player, recapping with us last night's AFCON 2023 encounter between South Africa and Tunisia, which ended in a goalless draw. South Africa has now advanced to the knockout stages, where they will face Morocco in the round of 16. A kind reminder to all of our viewers that all the 52 AFCON games are being broadcasted live in various SABC platforms.